Cheers.
Cheers.
Hey, I'm James from Smoky Dad Barbecue, and this is Backyard Barbecue Rescue, the show where I travel on site to meet families who are struggling to overcome common backyard barbecue related issues. And today, I'm just outside Raleigh, North Carolina, on my way to go meet Sam, who his chicken wings, sometimes they turn out a little
too rubbery.
And other times they come out
burn.
And even the youngest in the family has a piercing review where they say that they actually prefer...
I prefer chicken nuggets.
Oh boy, let's see if we can help. Let's go meet him.
Hi James, my name is Sam.
I'm Allison.
And I am in desperate need of your help to improve my chicken wing game. See, Allison and I met in Rochester, New York. We fell both in love with each other and with chicken wings.
Mostly the chicken wings.
But during those times in New York, we got to try some of the best wings that Buffalo and Rochester had to offer.
The best.
And then about 10 years ago, we decided to move down to North Carolina to be closer to our family and friends. Now, North Carolina does have some of the best barbecue the country has to offer, but the wing game is just not the same.
Nope.
So about 2 years ago, we decided to take matters into our own hand, and we wound up purchasing a Kamado Joe Big Joe 2. I've tried everything. I dry brine my wings and they come out
too rubbery.
So then I try to sauce them up, and then I feel like I lose the
crispiness.
So then my last ditch effort is I drop them on the bottom grate to try to make them crispy, and they get
burned.
I've tried everything, James, so I'm begging you, for my sake and my family's sake, please come down here and help me make the best wings south of Buffalo.
Why don't you let me make the burgers in the oven?
Dry. That is so rubbery and bouncy.
Chicken skin.
Making sure it's tender.
Burn.
You are judged by your brisket.
James, I can't cook ribs for crap.
James, please help save Sam's barbecue.
Hi, my name is Sam, and I'm from Raleigh, North Carolina. And James, I'm really hoping that you could help me with my chicken wings.
Well, I certainly hope to help. So we had a chance. So the way that we've been doing this is I try and arrive late last night, get a sample for the wings and come up with a game plan. How were last night's wings in terms of your normal ballpark? I know you've mentioned a couple issues, whether it's rubbery skin or soggy, sometimes some salt issues. Where did yesterday fall for you in the range of normal wings?
Yeah, so consistency's really been an issue for me making chicken wings, which I love.
Right.
Yesterday's highlight was salt. It was salty and nearly inedible, so I'm really hoping that you could help me make some adjustments.
Sorry to say I can vouch. So I wish I had the picture here yesterday, but everybody had a bottle of water, and about 5 minutes later there was a couple empty bottles of water. But that's okay, that happens. Speaking of salt, did you salt dry brine those?
I did not. I seasoned them right before I put them on the grill.
And then how was the skin in terms of normal, like crispy, not crispy?
Was not the crisp level that I wanted, especially on the drumsticks. They were still a little bit rubbery.
Right. And then do you recall what temperature you cooked them to, like an internal temperature? Did you probe? Yeah?
I did. 165 I hit before I took them off.
Awesome. So we had a chance to sample these, and I think we've come up with a game plan that's going to live up to the high expectations that you and Allison have for chicken wings. And so just like Sarah, she's from Buffalo. You guys have spent some time in Buffalo, New York, and have had a chance to taste some amazing wings. And so while these are not going to be deep fried wings, I've done a test and even been able to convince Sarah, who grew up in Buffalo, that our version she likes better. So maybe that's a few too many years outside of Buffalo, but I also think you're going to love it. So while we'll lose a little bit of the deep fried texture, which is always going to win crispiness, I think we can pack in a bunch of flavor. So a couple tips I've come up with for our game plan. So first thing we're gonna do is add in a salt dry brine.
Okay.
Right? So the salt dry brine is gonna help whatever we're cooking retain more moisture. And so if you compare a non-brined item to a brined item, the weight at the end will be higher on the salt brined one. So that's gonna be more moisture, more juice, which will help us. The second thing that we're gonna do, speaking of the brine, is go with a buttermilk wet brine. So I picked this up from Samine Norset. She wrote the book Salt, Fat, Acid, Heat. It's an awesome resource. And the buttermilk is going to be a bit of a tenderizer. And with adding the salt into that, that's also going to help sort of pre-brine our wings. And then we're gonna rinse that off and then apply our dry rub.
Okay.
The dry rub on the website, I'm gonna use the wing dust recipe. I have a couple. We've done our family favorite at SPG, which has taken the favorite things from Goldie's, blacks, and Franklin's rubs. But that, while it can stand up on pulled pork or a brisket, it's a touch too much for ribs and or chicken wings if we were to salt dry brine them in that overnight. And I don't think any of us want a repeat of yesterday's salt lick. I mean, chicken wings. So today we're going to use that rub, take our pepper can and grind up 2 tablespoons of pepper. Using the cap as a measurement, just add the same amount of salt, a full cap of garlic, paprika, the smoked paprika, as well as cayenne pepper. The full recipe I'll post on the website. Sprinkle that onto the wings and then just work that in a little bit so that we don't get any large clumps. That's one thing. Even with a shaker, we can still get a little bit overzealous. Even as I was doing that, you bailed me out, and by massaging the rub in will help make sure that we get a nice uniform rub application. Throw those in the refrigerator overnight and they are ready for us present day. The second thing that we're going to talk about is now getting into our technique. So we've done all this work in terms of the buttermilk and the brine to be able to help retain more moisture. Allow us to do is cook to a higher temperature. What temperature did you cook the wings to?
165 yesterday before I took them off.
Okay, so let's use an analogy that people would resonate with. Brisket, for example, at 165 degrees, safe to eat, but it's going to be super tough. Right? Chicken wings, even though FDA says, hey, take your wings to 165, that's the safe temperature. That's not necessarily a temperature where we're going to get the crispy skin that we want. And we don't want to dry them out by overcooking them and getting great skin and really dry wings. So the buttermilk and the salt brine, it's going to allow us to go for what would otherwise potentially be an overcooked wing without squeezing out all that moisture, juiciness, and give us a little bit extra runway to get the crispy skin. So that's the game plan for today. Why don't we grab some Fogo? I filled the truck up before leaving town and hitting the road. Why don't we grab a bag of Fogo, fill up the Joe, fire it up, and get ready to do some Joe-tisserie wings.
Let's do it.
So we've just come up to 300 degrees a second after lighting the grill. So tell me what you would normally do at this point.
I usually wait till I felt a little bit more warmth in the dome, and then I would shut down the top vent.
Okay, so that's good that you're already following the hand test. So what you actually want to wait for, if I pull up on the IR camera here that I've used in a couple tests, is the hand test is super important for chicken wings because we want to get enough heat trapped in the dome that it's actually helping render the fat in our skin versus going right now. If we were to go right now, the only heat that we have in the dome is coming from the fire of the charcoal itself, which will not give us a uniform cook in terms of being able to cook the wings as well as get the skin that we're after. So let's wait to the hand test and we can actually even come back and show a clip of what this looks like in a minute when it's heat soaked. So to just catch you up on what we did here real quick is we've closed our vent. In fact, even went a little bit tighter, more down to about a 250 degree setting. So we trapped all the energy in our dome. And so now this is the spot where we're 2-3 seconds and the hand tested. If I show you the IR data versus before, we can see a lot more energy, more evenly trapped in the dome, left to right, top to bottom. So that's going to give us more useful cooking energy to take advantage of. Let's grab the Joe-tisserie. So Kamado Joe was kind enough to send us a brand new Joe-tisserie basket. So Joe-tisserie is one of my second top 2 favorite accessories of all time in this basket. Is a great addition. So thanks Kamado Joe, and you can see we've got lots of space. So this is about 4 pounds of wings from Meat and Bone. They do an amazing job on a lot of things, and chicken is one of those standout things. So I hope you're really going to appreciate that today, but let's install this.
Thank you.
All right, close it up and we're getting cooking. Okay, we just used the Chef's Temp X10 to get a quick probe feel, and this is where that hold feature is handy. Since we don't have a lot of time to see what's going on with the wings, I can hit hold and it'll hold our temperature without our hands burning. So that's where a feature actually comes in handy. And as you can see, we're at 174 degrees, which is fully cooked. Anything above 165 FDA is completely happy, but we're not quite there on our skin. So this is where the hope of our 2-stage brine, buttermilk brine, salt brine, is going to allow us to get these slightly higher than safe temperatures and not be completely dry. But at 174, 175, we are ready to move to our saucing stage, and we'll throw them back on the grill on the grid grates in order to get that final little bit of crisp on the skin. So we'll take you fast forward. So while we might have to wait a minute, for you, you have to wait just like that. Okay, so moment of truth. We get to try and see if these tips have helped improve. So why don't you do the honors and tell us how we did?
All right, James. I'm a flat guy, so I'm going to go for that first.
Perfect.
Let's put it to the test.
I'll go with you. Cheers.
Cheers.
That's good.
This is awesome. This is night and day from where we started yesterday. These are extremely tender. Skin crisped up really nice. The seasoning's on point.
A little YouTube tip. Sometimes we pretend like we don't actually know, just so we can eat another one. I'm not sure. Go for a drum.
I'm going for it.
That's money.
All right. Drumsticks are usually challenging, even more challenging than flats. So let's see. I might be a convert, James. I think the drum is even better. This is incredible.
I'm with you. That was a good one.
This one looks pretty good. It's amazing. It's really good. Not salty. It's just perfect. And I love the crispiness. I'm sorry, you're like dropping it. I'm like, I might need to have one more. I'm gonna take one more. I'm gonna try the drumstick. Yeah.
Go taste it.
Can I taste another one?
Yeah, go for it.
Gently dropping.
Did you do something differently compared to yesterday? Because the seasoning is just different. Tastes different. It's way better. Not too salty like yesterday's. Sorry, Sam. Yeah, I like the spices. Super balanced. Really good.
It's good? We did it right?
Yeah. Perfect.
Okay, well, welcome to the drive home where we can have an opportunity to recap a couple of the lessons from today's episode. So this one was pretty straightforward. There was two main things that I thought I could help Sam with. And the first one is salt, in terms of our salt brine, making sure that we're working with the right salt. And then the other technique is one that we've covered before, is the importance of the salt brine. So whether you opt for the buttermilk or you just do the dry brine overnight, both of those are going to help retain more moisture, which on something like crispy skin and chicken wings in particular, which can be tricky to do that, it's going to allow us to take those to a high enough temperature to get amazing results every time. That's it for this episode of Backyard Barbecue. I'm now on my way to just outside Atlanta, Georgia to see if I can help Darvin with pizza. See you then.
Don't be afraid to fire it up.
Nailed it.
That's so good.
Cheers.
Cheers. This is night and day.
I'm gonna have that.
Awesome. Smoky.
Restaurant quality, dude.
We have to tell people you're a chef too.
45 years in the industry.